was? That was bingo. It's a great game the way our boys play it. It originated in North Africa. This is how it works in Italy. A heavy Nazi troop concentration is spotted from an outpost. The dope is phoned in to headquarters. The computers plot the exact target on the map. Then all our gun batteries in the entire area get the order. Bingo, 13:39 o'clock. Baker, 7. Baker, 7. Math language. Yesterday it was fish, 5. Tomorrow it may be turkey, 3. The GIs will know where it is. Last-minute preparations. Priming. Loading. At exactly 13:39 o'clock, all our guns will open fire on the same target at once. That's bingo. It's a game that burns out our guns. A game that can't be won, that can't even be played without big gun replacements from home. Fire! Propellers start churning early at this B-26 Marauder base of the 9th Air Force in England. Reason? The Yanks here are pitching double trouble if the Nazis dug in on the other side of the channel. Our boys are flying 2 missions a day, taking on 2 targets, risking their necks twice, AM and PM, with 45 minutes off for lunch. For instance, here we are on a typical day, getting into formation, heading out on our morning job. A Nazi twin-engine fighter strip carved out of the fields of France. We adjust flak suits, get under our steel derbies, maintain radio silence. We're nearing the French coast, but leave it to the Jerrys to spot us. Their anti-aircraft batteries go into action. There's the flak, climbing up 10,000 feet. This fluffy stuff is harmless looking now. But an instant ago, the air was full of flying steel splinters. We dodge them. We twist and turn every 10 or 20 seconds. We stick to our course. Sometimes we get hit. Streamers from hit ships trailing smoke and gas vapor, bleeding across the sky. But so far, we've never been turned back because of flak. Over target. 500-pounders, falling angels of destruction, swift, accurate. This torn-up German flying field will send no more planes against our men for some time to come. Bombay's empty. Back through the flak, over the channel, heading home for a quick lunch. We peel off for the landing. Flare call. One of our planes in trouble. Its hydraulic system shot out. Crash landing. The Yank pilot whose skill saved his crew and plane was a 19-year-old kid. As soon as the flight of Marauders is in, the ground crews line them up for servicing. They're bomb-filled, refueled, ready for action in just 25 minutes. Meanwhile, we're fueling up, right on the field, from a mobile kitchen. Time off for lunch, 45 minutes. Then, off to work again. Job for the afternoon, to recondition another Nazi airfield, this time in occupied Holland. That's what we American Marauder teams specialize in. Nazi airfields, hangars, runways, supply dumps, and rocket installations. Yeah, and German flag. There goes a Marauder with one engine shot. 5 of the boys we just had lunch with, dropping out of formation over enemy territory. Those are the brakes, the heartbreaks. Maybe tomorrow morning or afternoon, our plane won't be coming back. Call it an occupational risk and don't think about it. We're home now. Just think about getting a good night's sleep. Got another early day tomorrow. Working both shifts with 45 minutes for lunch.
Pardon me while I blow about the U.S. Navy. Take our newest battle wagons. The great Iowa class. Everything's tremendous. Even the anchors. Each hook weighs as much as a tank. How safe are they from air attack? Compared to any battleship of 3 years ago, these new babies throw up an umbrella more than 100 times the size. The Iowa whips up enough juice to furnish a city of 20,000 with all its power and light. And speaking of lighting up cities, these ships are built to do a little lighting job on the cities of Japan. One ship tosses shells at the rate of 1,200 tons per hour, a payload equal to the bomb load of 300 flying forts. So, do you mind if I blow?
Hell no. Let's all blow.
This is a picture of the average American soldier. Nothing unusual, but there are some things you may not know about him that are pretty amazing. For example, he's 5 inches taller and 20 pounds heavier than any knight of King Arthur's Round Table. He knows more about maps and compasses than Christopher Columbus. He's a more accurate shot with a rifle than Daniel Boone himself. And with the automatic weapons, he has greater firepower than a whole platoon of Napoleon's fighters. And in addition to all this, he knows more about making beds than the average American housewife. All in all, he's quite a guy. In fact, he's quite a lot of guys.
The Battle of Hill 700 took place in Bougainville in the South Pacific. But it really started 3,000 miles away, back in 1938, in Chongqing, where refugees poured in from occupied China. The people of Chongqing shared with the refugees the little they had. These refugees had seen Nanking, the capital of China, ruthlessly sacked and burned, and 40,000 of its citizens slaughtered by the soldiers of the Japanese 6th Division. They had seen women raped, children butchered in the street. They'd heard the screams of civilians being burned alive. They had fled from a city in which no one was safe but the dead. The Japanese 6th Division. Remember that name. The news of Nanking reached this Chinese army in the field. Some of the soldiers were husbands, fathers, or brothers of the Nanking victims. To the already long list of Jap brutalities they could remember were now added those of the criminal 6th Division. When these Chinese were defending their homeland, America was not at war. While these scenes were photographed, we were buying nylon stockings, new roadsters, and beefsteaks. It was not until after Pearl Harbor that the threat to our way of life became tragically real. But these Chinese soldiers had already seen the dream of Jap world conquest in the grim faces of the killers they took alive. They had seen the Japanese dream of world conquest written in smoke and flame and blood. For years alone, they had fought off the Jap stranglehold on Asia. In the world plans of the Japs, San Francisco or Seattle or Wichita was marked to suffer the same fate as Nanking. Then, in the spring of 1944, the ill-famed Japanese 6th Division, now stationed in Bougainville, captured critical Hill 700, the key to the strategic airfields on Empress Augusta Bay beachhead. This time, the 6th Division was not fighting Chinese women and children. They were up against one of China's allies, some infantry doughboys from the USA who were determined to get that hill back. These boys were veterans of Guadalcanal and Munda. They knew the Japs. The stuff from home was here. Hand grenades, rifles, machine guns, landmines, flamethrowers, bazookas. The little men were in that jungle. The soldiers who had bayoneted the women of Nanking, cremated the prisoners, buried the living with the dead. Yes, we had plenty of stuff from home, and we were going to use it. Use it all. Pour it on. Give it to them until there weren't any more of them to take it. We started moving up. You couldn't see the enemy, but you knew they had their eyes on you, concealed inside the jungle, waiting for you to come within range. Then you heard the crack of their rifles. Saw the bullets kick up dust. Hill 700 was a synonym for blood and death. But today, we were dishing it out, our style. The country was as tough and cruel as the enemy. Hot, wet, malarial, exhausting, tricky. We kept pushing forward behind the protection of our tanks. The brave little destroyers of Nanking were dug in like termites. We had to shoot them out. Finally, we had most of them surrounded. So we set up a loudspeaker, and one of our men who spoke Japanese told them to surrender. But we got ready just in case we received the wrong answer. Jap answer was this. So we let them have it. They knew they didn't have a chance. Their one hope was to kill as many American boys as possible before they died. It took 4 days to do the job. 4 nights, they crept out in fanatical suicide thrust. Some places we found them dead in their holes. Some places piled knee-deep. These were the butchers of Nanking. Perhaps the refugees in Chongqing will see these pictures someday. These men of the Jap 6th Division will trouble decent people no longer. We paid, too. But the day will come when the Jap warlords who sent out their 6th Division to butcher the civilians of Nanking, who ordered Pearl Harbor and the torture of our men in the Philippines, these brutal leaders will be punished as they deserve. This will not be revenge for their crimes, but justice. Hill 700 is ours, but for the remaining Jap strongholds, our men and their weapons must always be ready. And here in a nearby clearing in the jungle, a handful of our men take time out from the fighting when the chaplain appears. We don't know their religion. That's unimportant. All we know is they're Americans, worshiping God as they see fit, just as they did in America. Only now the pew is a rotting log, and every man keeps a rifle at his side while a sentry stands guard. But the feeling and words are the same. May the Lord bless you, keep you, and make his face to shine upon you, and bring you peace. Amen.